What's up, everyone? Tera Roberts and Howard Bender here for your Thursday night pregame show. We're taking your questions live in the Fantasy Alarm Discord, so get your start-sit questions in there right now in the live stream Q&A section. All your start-sit questions. We know you got a lot because it is a crazy week here with injuries, bye weeks. We are taking trade questions as well, as always, rest of season questions, DFS questions, all of your needs. We got them covered. And we are also covering tonight's Thursday night game between the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. And I predict, Howard, that about 25% of our start-sit questions, but I might be lowballing it, 25% of those questions for the entire weekend will come from this game right here because there are so many variables to cover. So I thought we'd just go ahead and dive right into it and start off with the big obvious one, Howard. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are we trusting DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, 1 being no trust at all. He's hurt me vehemently. Yes. And 10 being I'm all in.
Yes.
I want to chew on one of his dreads and hang out with him all day.
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
I'll put that at a 15 then.
Ooh.
Right? Listen, he's not coming back from an injury. We're not have to worry about him being eased in. He's been practicing with the team. He's been there with everybody. He's been suspended. He's not allowed to play. Okay, fine. But you tell me this dude isn't keeping up with good shape, getting the ball thrown to him a bunch. I mean, listen, I haven't seen any, recent video of it, but give me DeAndre Hopkins. The dude has always been a special talent. He really has always been a very special talent. And I mean, listen, no Marquise Brown. I mean, AJ Green, no, that's not happening. Rondell Moore, not really. I know he got 10 targets last time, but they need somebody who can, who can really be both a deep threat and go over the middle, make good contested catches. No Marshawn Lattimore. Paulson Adebo is also banged up. I love him. Tara, captain seat, gimme.
Nice, like it. So that's a no on Robbie Anderson for you.
Well, I didn't say it's a no on Robbie. No, yeah, it's. I threw him in the Showdown write-up as a potential dart throw. I'm not ready to commit to Robbie Anderson yet. Next week, I don't even know who the Cardinals play next week. I should probably look to see that because that's the game that I want Robbie Anderson in for. And it's against the Vikings. So that'll be in Minnesota. So Robbie Anderson's going to end up with 3 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown in 2 weeks, not this week.
Spicy. Okay. I don't know how I feel about Robbie Anderson, but I am all in on DeAndre Hopkins. I didn't
Dude's batshit crazy.
I did not intend to say all in. I didn't mean to say that.
Listen, Robbie Anderson's a nut job. It really is. There are 2 ways this could go, right? He could be Robbie Anderson, and then we're just done with him, and he's, back to, hoping that the Island Boys ask him to make a video together. Or Robbie Anderson becomes Will Fuller 2.0 because you got DeAndre Hopkins getting all that heavy coverage, and he does everything. He goes across the middle. He can go deep also, but he can, work some of the underneath stuff. DeAndre Hopkins is your do-it-everything guy. Robbie Anderson is go run down there really fast, and I'll throw you the ball. That's it. And that was Will Fuller.
Very true. Very true. Oh, man. So we got the wide receivers covered. Now running back, because that's a special. And this is only touching the Arizona side. We haven't even jumped over to the New Orleans side yet. The running back situation in Arizona. James Conner, game time decision. Unless there's been I've been running around picking kids up and whatnot over the past couple of hours. Unless there's been anything dramatic that happened over the past hour. We are still at a game time decision for, maybe we'll get it live. That would be good. Game time decision for James Conner. So we'll attack it 2 ways. If James Conner plays, are you in on either him or Eno Benjamin? Or are you just kind of staying away?
I'm kind of staying away. I really am. I'm even kind of staying away if Connor sits and I'm staying away from Benjamin.
That was the second part of my question.
Right? I mean, it wasn't like, listen, yes, was last week a huge disappointment? Everybody was like, oh my God, it's a smash spot. It's Seattle, it's Arizona. Both teams tanked it. Both teams did. But I'm not holding that against Benjamin. This is more about knowing the Saints run defense, knowing the fact that both Rodney Hudson and Justin Pugh are out on the offensive line for Arizona. So he's not really a between the tackles type guy, but even so, you got nobody that's pulling. Like at least Justin Pugh is a good enough guard. He was mobile enough that he could pull when doing his blocking assignments. So I'm not really that sure. I'm not really into the running game. I'm not really into the running game for either team. I feel like I know no Alvin Kamara. You know why I say no to Alvin Kamara? Because this is going to be one of those stupid Taysom Hill.
Like an every other week kind of thing.
It's so bad. It's so awful. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny it. So so I'm not into any of the ground games. I mean, listen, if you're a multi-lineup person for Showdown, then yeah, you throw Kamara in there and you hope that nothing happens with Taysom Hill. For the same token, you throw Taysom Hill into a lineup and you say, I'm not going to use Kamara.
Or it could be one of those weird games where they both go off, except for no touchdowns for Kamara because he's not allowed to have touchdowns this year. I'm with you 100%. Even if James Conner is out, Chris, I said no to Benjamin like 5,000 times today. I just don't have interest in it because of the matchup. And then you mentioned the injuries that the Saints have to the secondary. Logically, we're talking about injuries to the secondary, a tough run defense, big weapon coming back for Kyler Murray, who he loves and does. Like it just adds up to Kyler Murray, throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, not a run situation. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Now the Saints on that end. A lot of Chris Olave questions, huh? I know you're getting them. I'm getting them too. Olave set to it makes sense because it is a tough matchup. Arizona has been strong against wide receiver ones, and Olave is the wide receiver 1, 2, 3. Like he's just the wide receiver right now because we have Michael Thomas out, Jarvis Landry out. But the talent is extreme with Chris Olave, and being a massive Chris Olave truther. And the fact that it's returning from a concussion, it's not an injury that we have to worry about holding him back. Once you're cleared for a concussion, obviously you can get reconcussed, but once you're cleared from a concussion, that's not going to hold you back from playing in that game. So I'm still in on Olave, despite the fact that Arizona has been tough on wide receivers. I'm still rolling him out based off the pure volume and the option that he will be as the solo option in that wide receiver core. How are you feeling about Olave?
And Marquez Callaway's mom just went, "Oh, baby." I love Olave. I really do. And I agree with you completely. 100% in agreement with you. He is the wide receiver 1, 2, and 3. He lines up everywhere. Incredible hands, good, strong route runner. And the best part is it doesn't even matter. I don't care. Like, Andy Dalton is going to start this game. I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that Jameis Winston finishes this game for New Orleans. And so it doesn't matter to me who the quarterback is because they can both throw to Olave. And he's dealt with both of them as a pass catcher. So, there's not much of a, it's not like, oh, suddenly it's new and backup quarterbacks in. No, you've played with Winston before. So I love Olave for this one here. It's the rest of the Saints I just can't get figured out right now.
Yeah. It's tough because we don't know. I mean, like with Olave, obviously, he can do it all. So whoever it is, it's fine. But with, whether it's Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton, that greatly affects the other guys in the offense being, Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. So you're out on Alvin Kamara. I'm not as out on Alvin Kamara as you. I like the volume that he's been getting. I like him with Andy Dalton. If this is an Andy Dalton situation, I'm feeling more positive about him. If it's a Jameis Winston return to action game, I get a little bit concerned, but it's still, season long. I'm still rolling him out as you have to. I don't know. It's tough there. And then Taysom Hill as well. We're kind of like on an every other week kind of basis thing. So we had the bomb last week where we got nothing out of him. But again, we're probably just rolling him out over the vast majority of tight ends out there that you got from the tight end 2 area. But anything else with this game? I mean, we've covered it all, but it's a very interesting game. It's not a massively low scoring game. It does have potential to maybe hit the over if things go Arizona's way or Taysom Hill absolutely goes insane. How are you looking at the game as a whole?
Well, I made my picks on the Fantasy Alarm show earlier today. I have Cardinals -2.5. I was very teetering on the fence with the over/under because it was 43.5 earlier this morning. I think it moved up to 44 in some places. I'm probably going to teeter on the side of, for me, that it's going to end up being like a 23-20 game.
Yeah.
Like Cardinals put up about almost 20 points per game. Saints have put up, I think, 22 points per game. So I kind of feel like, if I feel like the Cardinals are going to win this one and lay those points, I feel like they do it with a late field goal from that kid who keeps missing field goals, right? Matt
Yes.
Amendola, that
Yes.
poor guy, that poor kid. Let me ask you a question, Tara. How do you feel about premonitions, harbingers, psychic connections? Where are you at with that?
Mildly in on it. Mildly.
You're just mildly in on it?
Mildly. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, I did a song parody to Annie's Tomorrow for Kamara, talking about how you should trade him and wait for that big week. So the lyric that I wrote, this was pointed out to me by my producer today. I won't sing it, but I can kind of sing it. Oh, I think you really need Kamara. Look at how he ran against those Cardinals. Followed up by, he's a stud, Kamara. I'm not going to sing it. But I wrote those lyrics a few weeks ago. I don't know why Cardinals came to me as the team to sort of rhyme with Kamara. That's really where I landed. And now Shan Blunt is my producer, saying that she wants a Kamara anytime touchdown, and she's playing him in DFS lineups tonight. Just because
I like
of
it.
that.
He's due. He is extremely due.
We actually talked about the he's due theory of analysis.
Yes. That's a strong one with me. It is.
He's due. I love that. Dude hasn't scored a touchdown in like 6 weeks. He's totally
He's
due.
due. I mean, it's like, it's regression. He's due, okay? Here, I see you use a big word. You make it smarter. Regression is going to happen. Positive regression.
I love that so much.
Oh, man. What a game. I'm excited. I think it's going to be better than the previous weeks that we've had here. I think we're going to get multiple touchdowns. I think we're going to be happier here. Not super high scoring, but I think we've got a lot of interesting storylines with this one. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll jump into Discord.
Where are you at? Wait, you didn't make a pick. I made a pick.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Over, under? Come on.
So I am going, and by no means, anyone, don't take this aggressively strongly, because this is a narrative pick right here. I wholeheartedly believe that Kyler Murray is sincerely a different person with DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I genuinely believe that. I have enough disappointing dynasty shares in Kyler Murray to have seen the pattern that he is an absolute superstar when he has his man. And like you said, he's coming back. This is not an injury situation. We don't have to worry about that. So we get DeAndre Hopkins on the field, ready to go, Kyler Murray. And I think we're going to get Kyler out there, and he's going to look like the old Kyler Murray of the first half of last season. So feeling that way, I'm predicting that I am taking the Arizona Cardinals and the over. Hopefully. I just feel better about this game.
Yeah, all right. Listen, the whole over under thing. I don't usually like when it's real early in the season. I'll bet a
Yeah.
lot of unders just because that's what That's what the trend is that the unders hit. Here we are in week 6 or week 7. I mean, and yeah, I mean 43 and a half, 44. I mean, I could see it being just as easily 20 what I don't know 26 to 23.
Yeah.
I could see it being 20 to 23 just as easily. So I'm fine with that. But we are on the right side of the point spread, I believe.
Yeah. I agree. All right, we'll jump in, take a couple of questions, jump out, cover some news and notes because there's a lot going on this week. Question from Jock10101. Hey, Howard and Tara, hope you're doing well. Thanks for doing this every week. Thank you for showing up. For Superflex, half PPR, please pick a running back, wide receiver, and flex between, I knew we were going to get a lot of Eno tonight, between Eno Benjamin, AJ Dillon, Brian Robinson, Cortland Sutton, Mike Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Ayuk, Alec Pierce.
All right. I'll say this. Running back, I'll do Brian Robinson here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wide receiver, I'm going to say Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Men on that. Flex, he's already starting Kyler Murray and Zach Ertz. So I'm going to go with Sutton. I don't understand what's going on with Russell Wilson or this Denver offense. But I mean, I could go Ayuk. I mean, I want to go DeAndre Hopkins. I flat out just want to use DeAndre Hopkins here. But I mean, I hate the idea of stacking, like doing a full stack
that's tough.
in a season long, because if the Cardinals, eat it, well, guess what? Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
But you don't like Sutton. Who do you like? Ayuk?
No, I'm gonna go DeAndre Hopkins. I'm gonna go ahead, get it over with. I don't.
Oh, you're full stacking.
Yeah, I am. Because I don't trust Sutton. I can't do it. Because I don't. Russ's language this week, the news and what he said is highly confusing because we've got these multiple injuries that he's dealing with. One's a hamstring, a shoulder. He's saying that he's fine. He's got he said he had some kind of blood. I forget what it was called. Like I don't know, man. I just, did you hear that comment? Was it dragon blood or something?
I did not hear it. I have no idea.
Kind of Charlie Sheen-esque kind of like, I'm like,
am I Googling this? Russell Wilson blood comment?
I think he said dragon blood. What I was saying.
Oh, he's got Wolverine blood.
Wolverine. Okay, my wrong animals. I don't got like TV shows.
So he's actually, it's not even an animal. He's nerding out. He's a comic book nerd.
Yes.
Right. So there you go. So he's all in on the X-Men and Wolverine's ability to regenerate. I'm okay with that now. Now I'm starting Sutton.
now you're in.
Now I'm in. This dude's a nerd. Like I just thought he was just kind of like I kind of felt like he was, I just felt like he was just like this, just like a misunderstood, like just socially awkward type guy, even though he's there with Sierra, but like Sierra has, she, he can like hold her clutch.
Yes.
And just stand there and let her, like, he'd be fine with that. So now that I know that he's, now he's a little on the nerdy side here, that explains it. He's too smart for the NFL.
Now you're
nerdy.
I get a little concerned because I have not heard him speak this way before. So I'm a little bit worried that it might be getting a little loopy there. So I'm not doing it. I'm pivoting away because I'm kind of mildly concerned. And then I kind of worried that they are going to continue to try and aggressively push on the ground. And we don't exactly know who's going to be running the ball on the ground because of that conflicting information that we've gotten. I'm sure we can talk about that at some point as we go through all of these. Yeah.
I don't wanna.
It's painful. It's painful to try and figure out exactly what's going on there.
I'm on the show, we're already constructing our new song parody, which is going to be called The Age of Latavius.
The Age of Latavius. No.
Let the sunshine in, people.
Oh.
It's The Age of Latavius.
I can't do that one.
Well, come on. You were going to do some background vocals for us, no?
I'll do the background vocals. My heart won't be in it, though. My heart won't be in
it. Can you harmonize?
A little bit.
A little bit. All right. I'm in. By the way, in our Discord, I don't want to, just because I know Roddy. Roddy's a good dude. If you scroll up above, right above the Thursday night football preview, in the Discord channel in the live stream Q&A, Roddy snuck in a bunch of questions beforehand, knowing that this was happening.
You got it. Oh man. Okay, let's jump back to those.
Let's do them.
All right.
You want to answer him? Here, Goff or Wilson? Oh, I know you hate Russell Wilson because he's a nerd.
We're going Goff. Yeah, we're going Goff.
You have to. Yeah, you have to go Goff. But
yeah.
How afraid of you? All right, level of concern on a scale of 1 to 10. How concerned are you about this Dallas defense on Jared Goff, who we saw got pummeled by the Patriots today?
Yeah. So Dallas leads the NFL in sacks. So that's a major problem. It'll either go one. It's risky. It'll either go one way or the other. This is not going to be an in-between game. He is either going to get you 9 points or it's going to be a 28 kind of day. Because the only thing that I just keep holding in my heart with this one is that there is not a chance in the world. I'm in on Dak this week because there is not a chance in the world that Detroit's defense is able to stop Dak and Zeke and Pollard, CeeDee Lamb in any way, shape, or form. So they're going to have to push volume. And yeah, there's going to be sacks. Yes, there might be an interception or two. But I think that this is going to be a situation where you look at, it's a Jared Goff, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions kind of day. And I can do that.
Okay.
Eno Benjamin, Brian Robinson, A.J. Dillon need 2. And you have Connor.
You're the Packers expert here. Let me ask you. Aaron Rodgers pissed off enough, got a chip on his shoulder that he's just going to gunsling it all day long? Or does A.J. Dillon even stand a chance of getting like 6 to 8 touches?
So I'm on the op. So I don't think this is a great situation for A.J. Dillon, but I don't think it's a gunsling situation. I think that Aaron Rodgers genuinely wants Aaron Jones to be pushed more aggressively in the offense. And I'm hoping that he gets his way. But I don't think that it's going to benefit A.J. Dillon, really. I think this more than likely, if it's going to be a running back game, it's going to be an Aaron Jones kind of day. So that one's tough. But I don't like Benjamin. So I think we're both Brian Robinson for sure, right? Yeah.
We're both Brian. I guess, are we going to say Brian Robinson and pray that Connor plays? Or are we going to go Brian Robinson and just A.J. Dillon?
I'm just going to go Brian Robinson and A.J. Dillon rather than risk it. I hate to trust a Thursday night game time decision kind of guy.
Yeah, I hate it also. I do.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, A.J. Dillon and Brian Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
What else has he got?
So, Gallup, Robinson, or Cortland Sutton need 2.
Oh.
I'm Gallup for sure.
I love Gallup in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Do. And I'm going to go Brian Robinson.
Yeah. I think that makes the most sense.
You can run on the pack.
Yes. Yes, you can. Aggressive memories of the Chicago run game, just down 14. No, we're just going to run the ball. It's working. We're just going to keep on doing it. They have no run defense. Jeff Wilson, Alec Pierce, or James Robinson need 2. PPR, by the way.
I guess I'm going to go with Wilson and... God, do I go Pierce?
Do it.
I should do it, right? I should go Pierce. I love James Robinson, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely It hurts to see him losing work to ETN. And I was saying this on the I think I was saying on the DFS podcast with John and Pemba. Alec Pierce is he's like my new favorite spend down for cash games because I feel like he does have a good floor.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's got that GPP upside that he's going to get, 120 yards and a touchdown. But I feel like he can get me 50 yards, 50 to 60 yards, and possibly a touchdown on 4, 5, 6 catches, maybe.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm in with you on that one. Jeff Wilson and Alec Pierce for sure.
I like it. Like it.
Scrolling back down, we've got we did Jock 101's question, so we've got more from Rowdy. Let's keep going.
What's up, Ann? We gotta get you into this man smart, woman smarter league. If one of the ladies ever drops out, Tara, we might have to pull you in. So Ann Dunn is Rowdy 357, and she's in this man smart, woman smarter league. Cool. Jen Piacenti and my wife and Cheyenne Bailey and Dancing Nancy Hopkins, all the ladies from FA Nation.
I'm in next year.
You just have to wait your turn. You're now sitting at first alternate right now.
Yes. Nice. All right. I've got a bunch of Jawan shares. I mean, this is the time to be able to utilize him. We didn't talk about him, but Adam Troutman not playing. The Cardinals are not good against tight ends. They're very bad against tight ends. So and Jawan Johnson, he's had sneaky usage over the past couple of games. So I think this is a good spot if you want to get risky and use him. All right. Am I starting him?
It's like every other tight end.
Yeah.
It's like every other tight end.
Matchups.
We just keep chasing yesterday's points and hoping that we're going to hit somebody because we didn't draft Kelsey and we didn't draft Andrews. And then, we thought we could wait even longer. And the next thing you know, you're streaming in Jawan Johnson, hoping that, Jameis plays and we go there. So it's a tough spot for me. Is she starting him over Freiermuth, Dulcich, or the Drake, Kenyon Drake? Ay. What would you do? I don't know if I would go with Jawan Johnson over Drake.
No. I said no. Yeah, I mean, provided that J.K. Dobbins is not playing for sure.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to deal with that too.
Yeah. But even then, so just looking at Freiermuth and Dulcich, I can see the argument for Dulcich, although the usage was very encouraging on that first game back. But Freiermuth for sure. I do like him this week. I do. Assuming that he is good to return from the concussion.
Down in Miami.
Yes.
Down in Miami. Okay.
So no, I'm not starting him over Freiermuth. You could maybe convince me on Dulcich.
And I'm not starting him in front of the Drake. Even if and if Dobbins, if it turns around, Dobbins does play, then you can at least pivot over to Dulcich. Right? So yeah.
Now this is a good question. New Orleans defense or San Francisco defense?
I'm gonna go with San Francisco's defense.
Okay.
I mean, you obviously worry about what kind of points are going to be put up, but I talked about this spread in the sense that San Francisco came across the country, they got completely embarrassed by the Atlanta Falcons. They looked terrible. Yeah. They're banged up in the secondary. They couldn't get anything going on offense whatsoever. Try and run the ball. They couldn't even think about trying to run the ball. Everybody sucked except for Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Now they're back home. Kansas City, great team. We love Pat Mahomes. We love the team. But the question is if Kansas City and Pat Mahomes are that great, and we're still very much in on the Kansas City Chiefs, and San Francisco's so bad, why is the point spread only 2.5?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me. Ronas and I were talking about this on the Cash It podcast, which is now the Ante Up podcast is now the Cash It podcast with me and Adam Ronis. You can check my Twitter feed and everything like that for that. But we were talking about that, and we were like, kind of puts me on San Francisco from a betting standpoint, and taking the 2.5 points from them, that they could win this game outright, come back and do something crazy. And I think that for them to like put a team like Kansas City like in a hole, like defensive touchdown, maybe luck out with that. Maybe, they strip sack, fumble, something to that effect. So if I'm suspicious and feel like San Francisco could win this game outright, I think I'm going to play their defense too. You could do New Orleans against Arizona tonight, but I mean, does Arizona really turn over the ball that much?
I don't think so. I want to say they have one of the better differentials. I know they did last year, had one of the better differentials, but
I'm going to go to defensive stats right now. While we're talking, I'm going to go to turnovers. I'm going to see, where are we at with takeaways? Where are the Arizona Cardinals on takeaways? Or are we on the Saints? Saints takeaways. Just as bad. Right?
Yeah.
The Saints have 6 takeaways to 13 giveaways. Arizona, 7 takeaways to 5. Yeah, so I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. Next question. If Keenan Allen sits, Michael Gallup or Alec Pierce?
If Keenan Allen sits... Oh, Gallup.
Yeah.
Gallup against Detroit. I hate the Cowboys, but they're going to feast.
Yes. Oh. Agree. And then in the Scott Fish Bowl, need 2 of these between Juwan, Hunter Henry, and Mecole Hardman.
Because it's tight end premium. Yeah, I'm going to say go with Juwan and Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't think Hardman plays enough snaps. I know he got into the end zone this past week, and I was in on that. I had him in the dartboard, but no, because it's tight end premium, I'm gonna go with Juwan and Henry here.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, question from Obi-Wan Outlaw. What are we doing with Cam Akers? Yeah, that is the big news of the week.
I love the appropriate spelling of Akers in this one, right? Because it feels like you've just been kicked in the groin.
Yes.
with the whole situation. I've been trying to wait, keep him on my bench and see what happens. We don't know what the issue is. We don't know what the differing of philosophical differences with Sean McVay. So, do they trade him? Does he try and land with a new team? So I don't necessarily want to give him up yet, but it's close.
Yeah, I think you got to give it a couple of weeks because it is brand new. They do have to. I mean, he's not an easy trade partner, for a trade prospect by any means. So to find a partner is going to take a little bit of time. It's not as easy as it might seem with a young running back who has genuinely not looked good. But I do find it kind of interesting. Like, I wonder with you, what got it to the point where the decision was just, we can't play him. We're not going to play him at all. I wonder if he was the one that said that he therefore refuses to play, and they're just not stating it as that, because my goodness, that doesn't make you a very good trade asset. Or if it's that they literally, I don't know, man. It's strange. It
is. I hate the situation. It's not a good situation at all. And, it's obviously, it puts fantasy owners in a bind, and you just kind of have to wait and see. But I'm just not ready to cut him.
Yeah. On the skipping over one, and then we'll dive back to it because it's on the same kind of trend here from Caliber Reigns. Is Kyron Williams worth picking up in redraft? And is Akers worth trading for in Dynasty?
I think Akers is worth trading for in Dynasty. It won't cost you much. Yeah. Give you a 3rd round draft pick.
Yeah, someone's willing to let it go cheap. Yeah.
You know, like if somebody's willing to let Akers go for cheap, yes. Kyron Williams, this is a tough one for me because what is he? He's like 5'9", 190. An undersized pass catching back. He's not somebody who takes it between the tackles. He's like Gio Bernard.
Yeah.
I mean, is that far off from Darrell Henderson?
So yeah, that's kind of the way that I look at it, is that I don't think he can be more than a third down back, which granted, could, in the context of that offense, we've seen that Henderson can get around 5 targets or so a game, if that in theory were to separate and go over to Kyron Williams for him to be the third down back, and for Darrell Henderson, who is tiny but a bit bulkier, to be the early down back, the goal line back. I don't know. I mean, you could see him with, 10 fantasy points per game. So I can see worth, if you've got IR, worth grabbing, holding right now, and then seeing if when he comes, he can win that third down back role, because that is his specialty. And it could be mildly low end flex valuable. So in deep leagues, I am on it for picking him up and stashing and seeing where it heads, because it's a possibility there. It's a very specific thing, but if he can get that third down work, I can see the value in it.
Okay.
It's my view.
Fair enough.
Jumping back to one more question from Rowdy357. Lawrence or Fields this week?
Oh, I mean, you can't trust Fields going up against the New England defense, right? Like, doesn't Bill Belichick have a condominium inside the head of every single young quarterback in the NFL?
Yes.
So
yes.
I gotta be Trevor Lawrence for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then he's, injury. Although it sounds like he's good to play, but still injury concerns kind of make you, in a Monday night game, kind of make you a little bit worried about that as well. I just go ahead with Trevor for sure. Adam Ronas just tweeted that Connor is inactive.
Oh, well, looky. Wow, so it's Benjamin season.
Yay.
It's really not, people. It's really not.
We're still avoiding him in many situations.
I can't do it. Saints give up 120 yards per game on the ground. They've allowed 5 rushing touchdowns. Those are the raw numbers, but when you got to look, you have to look at who they faced.
Yeah.
Where they gave up that kind of, yardage. There's a lot of Cordarrelle Patterson in week 1 to kind of skew that. Leonard Fournette beat him up in week 2. They had McCaffrey to deal with in week 3. Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Right. Then you had you had Kenneth Walker.
Okay.
In Seattle, and then Joe Mixon this past week. So now you've got, Benjamin against the Saints. It doesn't really do it for me.
Nah, I agree. Need one wide receiver in flex in PPR: Olave, Sutton, Walker, and Jeff Wilson. That's a group.
That is a group. Oof. I'm actually gonna go with Olave and Walker.
Yeah, I'm with you. Those are my 2 favorite of the bunch.
Yeah. I mean, I like Jeff Wilson this week.
Yeah.
But I like Walker more.
Yeah, for sure. Another question from Roddy. Noah Brown or Darius Slayton PPR?
Roddy, just fold this team. if these are your guys, Roddy, come on. I'll say Slayton. I think Noah Brown is non-existent with Dak under center, Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb out there, plus Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard. I just hope that Slayton gets 1 extra target or something.
I was just very disappointed. Not that I won't say disappointed, because it's not like I was expecting much, but he really went back into obscurity. And I get the feeling that we're just going to see progressive increasing of Wan'Dale Robinson. So I'm almost willing to take a chance there that Noah Brown will luck up on something in game, that some situation that allows him to get something of value in that game. That's my thought process with that one. And who do we start? ETN or James Robinson?
I mean, I feel like you have to start ETN at this point right now.
Yeah.
Situation might change at some point, but I feel like you need to lock onto ETN.
Yeah, I agree. And then quarterback, 2 quarterback comparison questions: Jared Goff or Geno, or Tua and Russ. So 2 separate: Jared Goff versus Geno, and then Tua versus Russ. One's easy for me. The Tua versus Russ is easy for me.
Tua versus Russ is easy for everybody.
Yeah.
It's the Goff Geno situation that's kind of
yeah.
I don't I mean, I'm going to go with Geno only because dude's going to be throwing a ton. He's going to have to just to try and do it. I think that it's a good secondary for the Chargers. It's not, I mean, I don't think J.C. Jackson is as bad as everybody's making him out to be right now.
Yeah.
So, I kind of lean on that front. Yeah, I'd probably just go with Geno. I guess I'm just afraid of what happens to Jared Goff when he just, when he keeps looking down and, it's like, Micah Parsons is all up in his grill, and DeMarcus Lawrence is, gonna suplex body slam him on the ground.
Yeah. I think I'm still willing to risk it with Goff, that there's just going to be volume. Although the argument that I could see for Geno, so that game is just going to be a healthy helping of Kenneth Walker. That's what it's set up to be. That's what the good matchup is. It's a great matchup for him. I see no reason that they do anything but run the ball. But maybe that means that they move well running the ball, and it just at least gets Geno opportunities once they get in the red zone. So I can see that argument there. Safe option is Geno. Risky option is Goff.
Yeah. With you.
Question from Lentil. Full PPR. Need a wide receiver and 2 flex. Between Lazard, Alec Pierce, Brian Robinson. In with Gallup, Judy, Juju on the bench. Keep or change.
Oh, okay. So they have Lazard, Pierce, and Robinson in, Gallup, Judy, Juju on the bench. I use Gallup over Pierce.
Yeah, agree. And then one more from Roddy. Connor out. So Eno Benjamin or Tony Pollard, PPR. That does matter.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I mean, I guess I'm going to say Pollard, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Dallas Cowboys eat. I don't think it's, going to be a big Pollard game like that. They're going to go to him a bunch, but I do think that he'll be on the field and get some work in against the soft Detroit defense.
Yeah. Same theory for me. So yep, I'm on the Pollard side of that one. Another question from Lentil. Full PPR, running back and flex. Or wait, did I? Oh yeah, running back and flex. Have Damian Pierce and Kenneth Walker in, and then ETN, James Robinson, Gallup, and Brian Robinson on the bench.
You
keep it as is.
Leave it.
Yep.
Love it.
Question from Rowdy. PPR, need one from Algier, Edmonds, or Wandale. Full disclosure, this is in the MSWS league.
That's the man smart, woman smarter league. But she's not playing my wife. Well, now you know what? I mean, well, now I got to go look, don't I? I got to see who she's playing this week.
Yeah.
As the commissioner of this league, I feel like it's my duty to try and remain impartial and, yet still be able to help. Anne she's going up against Erica Charay. Mama Cheesehead. She's going up against a hardcore Packer girl. Tarek, should I answer her question or no?
Do it. We gotta be professionals here. We gotta be professionals.
Do I strike you as being professional? Do I?
Yes. Ish. Yes.
Ish. I heard that. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Wandale Robinson.
Yes.
I think Robinson fits this scheme that Brian Daboll wants to do. I think he fits it perfectly. I'm definitely in on Wandale.
Yes. I am the same. I am the same. All right. And then what about Gallup Rejuvenate? Latest on Bateman. Even if it were Bateman, I would be going Gallup. So I mean, or
yeah. Even if Bateman was out, I'd still say Gallup over Duvernay, 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another Wandale question from Roddy. Wandale, Bateman, Gallup, Pollard, Judy, need one PPR. I would have loved to say Wandale again, but Gallup being there makes me have to say no.
Bingo!
And then, so this thing, why those bad options, Jefferson and Diggs are on bye this week. That's why I got Brown and Slayton. I feel you on that one. I think I have a Brown and I have an AJ Brown and Diggs combo that's killing me right now. Yeah. Oh, my pain.
Your depth better.
Yes, I should have chosen worse wide receiver ones. I would not have had this problem. I feel your pain there, Roddy. I do.
Sad.
Oh, man. And then from Lentil, full PPR, I am stacked at running back. All right. If my offer or James, I don't know if I'm understanding this one. Oh, if my offer for James Robinson and Khalil Herbert for Godwin gets rejected, should I switch out Robinson and offer Brian Robinson or ETN instead, or is that just too much?
No, I don't think it's too much. I think Brian Robinson and Khalil Herbert for Chris Godwin, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I would do that. I don't think you're offering too much. I mean, Godwin has been the aggressive target hog since he has returned to full health now. So yeah, writing on the wall there. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I would want to keep James Robinson anyway. If you've got ETN, at least you've got the Jags backfield handcuffed together, right?
Yeah.
You're probably playing ETN right now, but if anything happens to him, if he gets hurt at all, Robinson's gonna be the guy. And so I would try to keep those guys together. So Brian Robinson and Herbert, I could definitely do.
Yeah. And Robinson is the more appealing trade option right now, too, as he is the clear lead back. At least he's coming off of a good game, too, with the touchdown. So, and plus he's got Green Bay coming up. So, yeah, you've got some arguments around this one for Brian Robinson to be the one to really push the trade over the edge and get your guy. All right. Yeah, you really don't want to give up Walker or Damian Pierce, and Eckler's your other starter. Yeah, I don't want to give up Walker either. Yeah. Walker and Damian Pierce are in fact the ones that you want to keep. All right. Do we have any YouTube questions?
Really? You ready for YouTube already, huh?
We didn't wait. Time out. We didn't build our DFS lineups. I know you've already built quite a few. You're already ahead of the game.
My DFS, but my DFS lineups for this Showdown slate, this is just garbage.
Because it's a weird one.
It is. It definitely is. So I'm saying DeAndre Hopkins in the captain seat. That's where I'm going. But I might have to cheapen it up a little bit because he is pricey, right? 15.3 in the in the captain seat. I might have to pay down a little bit, but here's what I built. For better or for worse, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Chris Olave, Marquez Callaway, Zach Ertz, and as I put it before, wait a minute, who's kicking for the Cardinals tonight?
So did they move up? They moved up Was that the Blankenship move that I saw? Was that it?
Oh, that's right. So I can't use the Cardinals kicker.
Yeah, because Blankenship isn't on there.
Lame. So I'm gonna have to go with Will Lutz, the Saints kicker. So there you go. Hopkins, Murray, and Ertz. Those are my three Cardinals, and then Olave, Callaway, and Lutz.
Okay, I like it.
No,
I do.
Don't patronize me, Tara. Please. We are people of action. Lies do not become.
So no, I like it. I think I want to include Juwan Johnson in mine. So
by all means.
Versus now, granted, we'll see. So I'm going to go a little bit different. I do like DeAndre Hopkins in the captain position. I'm not arguing that one whatsoever, but I think that I am going to go with Olave in the captain position. See how that plays out. Save me a little bit. And then I can obviously include DeAndre. So I've got Juwan Johnson. I can obviously include DeAndre Hopkins. And then from there, I also want to include Rondale. So I'm covering my Arizona bases.
Why? Talk to me about Rondale. Why do you like him?
Well, given that it's DraftKings, I feel comfortable with the full point PPR. I'm not confident that he's going to get a touchdown, but the price is right, $5,800. The targets are there. Again, I feel very confident that his role in the slot is not going to get upended. So as long as he's in there, Robbie Anderson playing there probably helps him not to have to go outside of the slot. So I feel a little benefit in that. I do not trust him when he is outside of the slot. That is my theory right there. So yeah, I like Rondale. And then that gives me a lot of money to play with. So if I have DeAndre Hopkins and Rondale Moore, I might as well include Kyler Murray as well. And then from there, from there, I could go Zach Ertz. I could go all in that direction. I could. But given that this is a showdown lineup, my gut says just go ahead and put Taysom Hill in there and see if this is one of those Taysom Hill breakout games.
You're doing it, huh?
So those are all my guys. Those are all my guys. I might switch out the cap. Now, I've done this multiple weeks. So building these lineups has actually worked out for me with you, Howard. I have like, I think, now granted, I'm not playing a lot of money on the showdowns, but I've like 5x cash every single time on them. But I have been switching out the captains as I think it through over the next hour. But these are my guys. I might switch out the captain, but these are for sure the ones that I want to roll with.
Well, I love the fact that you've been winning as we've been building these lineups. That's what it's all about, right? You talk it through. Like, that's the thing. It's so funny. I talk about this with a lot of people. Everybody's all about email and text, and nobody has actual conversations anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do you hear people, they're like, oh, nobody trades in this league? Because all you're doing is you're just sending emails and texts back and forth to each other. You're not, you're not hearing how they're reacting to certain players, the names and stuff like that. So you're not getting any kind of a feel in the negotiation. Like, pick up the phone, FaceTime, Snapchat, whatever the hell. I don't care what medium you use, but actually have a physical conversation with somebody as opposed to leaving it up to the written word. And it's unbelievable. And so talking out lineups with you back and forth. Listen, Juwan Johnson's in my lineup now. He's in my lineup.
Yes.
That's right. I took out the kicker, and I threw down Juwan Johnson. I've got 1,300 left now. I'm like, who am I gonna maneuver around now? And then you said Taysom Hill, and I'm like, God, that's so filthy. I don't want to do it. I probably should. I'm such an idiot if I don't. Would you go like Taysom Hill? So you're doing Taysom Hill and Juwan Johnson in the same lineup.
I am.
Filthy.
Two tight ends. The only situation where you can put two tight ends into a showdown lineup like that.
So I have. See, I can't get rid of. Let me see, because I'm trying to figure out how to do it with that. I guess I could go Taysom Hill, and then like, oh, well, if I did Rondell Moore, then it would be your lineup. Then
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't. So you know what? Screw it. I'm taking out. I'm not going to go with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Ertz, and I'm going to stick with Callaway. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's
I
nothing you
like
can
the
do about
Callaway
it.
confidence.
You're
I
not the
like
boss of me,
Ertz.
Tara.
I like Ertz. You just can't do both. So I'm going on the Rondales or on the Rondell. I can't do this with both of them being like viable options every single week now. I'm going on the Rondale side, and you're going on the Ertz side. I like it. This is
More
good.
Ertz. Ertz more. More Ertz. Ertz more. What Ertz more?
Ertz more. Yes.
Rondale. That's what
Rondale.
Ertz. That's what
Yes.
Ertz. It hurts my feelings.
Nice.
All right. Well, lineups are set. Are you ready to rapid
I
fire a
am.
little freebie YouTubers out there?
Yes. We got a couple Discord questions real quick. Higgins,
Get to them.
Godwin,
What do you got?
or Amon-Ra St. Brown for
Higgins,
wide receiver and flex. So we're sitting one of those.
Higgins, Godwin, or
Ooh.
wait, Higgins, Godwin, and
Yeah,
who?
Higgins, Godwin, Amon-Ra. Like who? You got to sit one.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess I'll probably sit Godwin then. I guess if I had to choose one or the other. I mean, I
Yeah.
love Higgins this week. I really do. I think he's in a really good spot. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to see a ton of Trayvon Diggs, and we know that as great as Diggs is at jumping routes,
Yes.
he's also great at getting beaten on big plays
Yes.
because he's jumping routes.
Yes.
So that's
he giveth and he taketh. Yes. I agree. Then running backs between Kenyon Drake or Samaje Perine. You got to go Kenyon Drake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then Jeff Wilson or Eno Benjamin. I'm sure we're both saying Jeff Wilson.
We are both saying Jeff Wilson 100%.
All right.
All right. Here's our rapid fire. Here we go. Would you trade Darrell Henderson and Tyler Lockett for Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce?
Yeah.
Me too.
You'll do that for sure.
Pick 3: Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall.
Oh, say it one more time.
Taylor, Eckler, Kamara, Hall.
I guess I'm sitting Kamara in that one. Yeah.
I agree. All right. My starters are Hurts, Barkley, Hall, Godwin, Sutton, Pitts, Jonathan Taylor. Should I be trying to make any move? Yes.
Yeah.
Always. If you can't start everybody, make some moves.
Yes.
Ponch wants to know, would you all recommend Greg Dulcich? I mean,
I do.
Would you?
Yeah, I'm in. I like Greg Dulcich. I'm mad that I whiffed on waiver claims this week because I fell asleep. And I definitely would have been putting in for Greg Dulcich. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kids running you ragged, huh?
Yes, man. They just ruined my fantasy football. Come on, man. They got to do better.
You got to stock up on more candy and just,
Yes.
hand over like some sleeping pills and be like, they're candy. Eat one.
Yeah. Here's some melatonin.
Mother of the Year award coming up.
Yes.
Half point PPR. Need one at the flex. Pollard, Eno Benjamin, Brian Robinson, or Alec Pierce?
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce. Hill or Freiermuth? PPR.
While I'm willing to risk Hill in DFS, I'm going with Freiermuth.
All right. Eno tonight or ETN on Sunday?
ETN.
Full PPR, need 2. Higgins, Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh!
There we go.
Didn't we just answer that?
We did. We just answered that one.
So wait, who asked it?
I wonder if
asked it. Lentil.
Huh. Is that Nicole?
So Lentil is Nicole. Hello, Nicole. She follows me on Twitter. Her Twitter handle is @Lentil with a couple of numbers too. So I like it. I like it.
Nice.
Let's see. Need one wide receiver and a flex. Michael Gallup, Alan Lazard, Cortland Sutton, Damian Pierce, PPR.
Ooh. Well, I'm
Gallup.
flexing. I'm flexing. Pierce for sure. Yeah.
All right. So it's Pierce and
Gallup. Yeah.
Gallup. All right. Oh, look, we've got a porn bot in here. Best adult dating site. Nice. Oh, look at that. That was it. That's the rapid fire. It all ends on the porn bots.
PPR.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, internet. Really appreciate it.
Wonderful. If we get all of our Discord questions. We did it. We got every single question in, and the show is over. We did it. Man, this is a good show. Always fantastic questions. And always fun talking to you, Howard. Always.
Always great to hang out with you, Tara. We don't do it enough.
Don't
do
it
more.
Enough. Gotta do more. All right, guys. Go enjoy the game. It should be a good one. Hopefully, it is a good one. Howard's got the under. I've got the over. We are both in on Arizona. So we are rooting for the Arizona Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. Let's go. We want a plethora of Arizona fantasy points here for us. Hopefully, we get a fantastic game. And thank you all for tuning in. For Howard, I am Tara. Come back next week. We will be back here again with your Thursday night pregame show. Go enjoy the games. Thank you for watching.